Greetings and salutations. I hope everyone is having a sensational day so far, hopefully. The purpose of this video is to give you instructions on how to complete your life science learning plan for March 30th through April 3rd. The first video I made, of course, was a little messed up. I obviously wasn't speaking loud enough, or the volume didn't record. Who knows? Now I'm redoing it, so hopefully everyone can hear this video. All right, there are several things that you are going to be completing this week. I do want to mention that your Common Lit activities, which were pushed through prior to the intersession, are due. They're actually due Saturday morning at 2 a.m. So let's just go. They're due Friday evening. Now, you should have already completed those activities, but if you have forgotten where they are located, never fear, I am here for you. So I'm going to go to the Google Classroom. I'm going to pick a class. So I will, oh boy, you know what? I'll pick my 6th period. Shout out to 6th period. Anywho, so if you look, scroll down, always scroll down. That's always important. Okay, we have 2 Common Lit activities you were supposed to complete. One dealt with clownfish and sea anemone, and then the other one was entitled, Can't We All Just Get Along? Both of them are pretty interesting, and let's see who's completed them. Whoa, look at that. That's what I'm talking about, 6th period. Most of you are done. I like it. Okay, so those 2 were due. Now, we also had a question before I get into our learning plan. I apologize for skipping around. About our CK12 practice, this is what you were supposed to do. So I want to make sure that we are clear, because some people were saying, hey, there were like 36 pages and like a whole bunch of quizzes I had to do. It's like, am I supposed to do that? I know, I get it, but here's the important thing. If you click on the link and you go through the link, okay? We're not doing extra stuff. We're not going to remix it. We're going to go through the link. I'm going to show you what you're supposed to do, and it's not too bad. So there are 2 passages that you're going to read. One is on ecological organization. The other one deals with ecology, if I'm not mistaken. And what you'll do, you'll just read through them. So I'm reading. As a good scholar, read. There's a video you can watch that'll actually give you more information for those of you who like videos. Then there are some questions. The questions are for you to make sure you understand what you learned. Some people did the questions and submitted a document, which I thought was pretty cool, but that was not required. Okay. Now the key thing, this is where you get your grade. You get your grade by doing the quizzes. You only have 2 quizzes. You have 1 quiz in each CK12 practice. So your goal is to get 10 correct answers in a row. If you get 10 correct answers in a row, you get a 100. This is a win-win for everyone. I think it's good. Okay, so that's all you would have to do. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example. I'm just going to pretend I'm going through. Okay, I had already started. So question, the cell is the smallest unit in the study of ecology. It is not. I'm right. Okay, I have populations, a group of organisms belong to the same species. Yes, that's true. All right, I got a 10 out of 10. I'm proficient, and so it records a score of a 100, and I feel great. Okay, so let's go back to our learning plan. Let me go ahead and clear up some of these tabs because it's just too much going on here. All right, so we're going to go back to our learning plan. We've covered the common lit that you were supposed to do. You're going to have 2 lessons that I'm going to present. One of them is entitled, What is Ecology? It is a video and also a PowerPoint. The video is just me speaking with the PowerPoint, okay? So what you would do, you could you just go through and you take notes, and the way you're going to take notes is using our 2-column note taking. And what I did do for that, so I'm going to go to the What is Ecology. I push through a class note-taking page because I assumed that many of you didn't have your interactive notebook, but if you do, awesome, use that. But what you're going to do is as you're going through the video lesson, you're going to take notes using Cornell style. So remember, it's 2-column notes. The title of the notes are going to be what is ecology. We have a main idea and also supporting details. I started you off with the first main idea, which is what is ecology, and then the supporting details would be in your own words, what is ecology based on the notes that you took. Okay. Lastly, we are going to be going on a virtual field trip. And so we are going to visit the Smithsonian National Zoo, which is located in Washington, D.C. Of course, I know that the zoo is actually closed, as of many things out there, but this was taped maybe about 5 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, and they actually did a question and answer session with the zookeepers. But what you're going to do is as you're watching this particular activity, you are going to be taking notes on the organisms that you encounter on the virtual field trip. And there are 3 organisms that you'll be encountering. You have the wolf, the bald eagle, and the sea lion. What you'll do is the zookeepers will tell you where these particular organisms are located. So that would be what you would include in location. They'll also tell you the adaptations that those organisms have in order to be successful or to survive in an ecosystem. And then they'll tell you the threats. And the threats will be what are things that could cause that organism to die or will hinder their organism's reproductive success. So for all of the organisms, a threat, of course, will be humans, but there are other threats there that they will mention. So you should have at least 2 threats for each organism in that particular column. Okay? Let's see here. Then what you're going to be doing, there is a virtual field trip discussion board, and what you'll do is you'll put your name, you'll type your name, sorry, you'll click your class period, and then you will tell me something new or interesting that you learned about the animals that were featured in the virtual field trip. What was something that, kind of was cool to you? Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be one of the animals that were the ones in the graphic organizers. The young ladies speak about different organisms, and so you might want to mention that. Like if you're interested in California condors, because that's one that they talk about, you could actually put something that you learned about California condors from the zookeepers. But they do a pretty good job of making sure that you kind of understand, and they are kind of engaging. Um, it's a pretty good learning activity, and it's not too bad. So you want to make sure that you complete that discussion board. You want to do that by April 2nd. What we are doing is we are using your interactions on the Google Classroom as a way of keeping track of attendance. So it is very important that you do interact with the materials. And this is not something that should be terribly hard. If you are having issues, please make sure that you send an email or a Hangout message or something to one of your teachers, to the teacher whose class that you may be having issues with. What I have also done, and I had some people send me messages, I don't know if they necessarily didn't read. I think they didn't read, but what I also did, I pushed through. It is a calendar, and so the calendar request, basically, it says use the following link to schedule an appointment with me regarding your virtual assignments. Appointments start on Monday at 9:15. So all you would do is you would click on that link. You will find a spot where it is available. Now, if someone has already filled that slot, then you can't do that. You can't pick that slot. I already have some people who have signed up for appointments, but this is just a way for you, if you have any questions, you can sign up for an appointment. And what I'm going to do is I will send you a Google Hangouts request. It will be approximately 15 minutes before our calendar appointment time, and so I'll send you a request, and what you'll do is you'll connect with me via the Google Hangouts, and that's how we will do it. We're going to try to keep it down to 15 minutes because I've kind of scheduled everybody in 15-minute blocks. Right? Okay, so Lastly, and yes, Madison asked, are these individual appointments? It's individual, but they're like 6 people because it's one person from each class period. And some of you will be alone because I don't see anybody else signed up, but there are some of you that will have like 2 or 3 other people in there. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be practicing being polite and not being so judgmental. And that is something that all of us need to work on, including me, your awesome instructor. So I'm working on it, but I think this is an opportunity for us actually to grow, because when you get into college, you will probably take at least one online class, and this is what happens all the time. You have minimum interaction with your professor unless they do a Google Hangouts or Zoom or something like that, and that's pretty much it. But we're going to try to do better. Lastly, the Legends of Learning. The Legends of Learning, it was open for a certain period. So if you were not able to get on, like if it says waiting for your teachers to launch, it's either because you clicked on the wrong link. Again, we got to remember to click on the right links, or you clicked on the wrong link, because I don't think I set it to end until today, if I'm not mistaken. But again, there will be a new Legends of Learning that will probably be available for you guys. The ones for ecology are actually cool. They have one that's similar to Mario, and then another one that's similar to like Donkey Kong. So they're a little bit cooler, and hopefully you won't get as frustrated as you guys got with the birds. But some of you finally got to it, so you were excited about it. But I did want to mention that as well. Okay, so to wrap up what we're going to be doing this week, we have basically 3 assignments that are due. We have our common lit activities that they should be completed by Friday night. We have our performance task, which includes the graphic organizer and the discussion board link. Those are going to be due by Thursday, April 2nd. We want to make sure we do that. Okay, you want to also make sure you have copied your What is Ecology lesson notes. Okay, I did promise to push those through last week, but unfortunately, I had some things going on with my family that I had to take care of, so I was unable to do that. So you want to make sure that you have that completed as well. Okay, if there are any questions or concerns or comments, again, please don't hesitate to email me or to send me a message on Hangouts. Okay, I will try to get back to you. If it's during the traditional school day, then I will get back to you. If it's after the school day, then I might not be able to get back to you to the next business day, but it just depends. But if you send me an email and I haven't responded in several hours, it's probably because I'm working with some other students. So sometimes Hangouts is a little easier for me because your message will just pop up, and if it's something simple that I can answer in like a sentence or two, then what I'll do is just quickly respond to that. All right, but hopefully everyone is staying safe. Please make sure you wash your hands at all times. This will be passing soon with everything. I believe that everything will pass soon, and hopefully we will be back in school as soon as possible, because it is kind of cool being out of school. But I'm going to be honest, being out of school for 6 weeks is not as exciting as it may seem. But anywho, some of you might debate me, so we'll just let that go. But take care. I hope everybody, is doing well and staying safe. Make sure you get some sunshine and that sort of thing. And I love you guys and I miss you. So hopefully I'll see you soon.